All right, we're live on YouTube. We are going live on Rumble. Starting the music. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the Omni Coalition show, aka TOC Show. Just going off of script and all that stuff. So, yeah. I am Xander. Like, who am I joined by today?
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
Yep, the gruesome threesome.
There you go.
Yeah, here. Don't pay no attention to the loon here. He is face deep in a double from In-N-Out with pickles.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah. And I ate mine earlier, so with fries and everything. So, but yeah. Without further ado, like the first topic of discussion kind of comes from a rant I had a long time ago. Based off of the old saying, there are more airplanes in the sea than there are submarines in the sky. And me being me, I'm just like, yeah, when are we going to get submarines into the sky? And then it went on from there. Well, since we have flying submarines and they're already like a contained craft, when will we have submarines that go into space? And then that took me even further down a whole rabbit hole of stoner thought. And I was just wondering, you know what? When will we have crafts, like, you know, like aircraft, you know, or sea craft or submarine, whatever? When will we have, like, vehicles, obviously military first, that can operate in multiple environments for warfare? So, like, you know, we have airplanes, you know, we have boats, we have submersibles, and we have, well, you know, not on the record, but we have, we now have a space force, and who knows, you know, what craft we have, if any. But I've just been wondering, when will we have craft that can go from the air in one environment into the water, which is, depending on how deep you go, multiple environments, you know, the deeper you go, the more pressure there is, and to be able to work in zero environment, which is space, all the while having weapons and weapon systems and automatic switchings and things. Because if you fire a missile in the air, just like, you know, like normally, like from a jet in the air, it's going to behave a certain way. If you fire a missile in the sea, otherwise known as torpedoes, those behave a different way even more. If you fire a missile in space, I'm not sure if it'll, like, you know, really operate the same way, because, like, these are all different environments. They operate the same. Even lasers will operate differently in a one environment, zero environment, and in the water because of the reflective properties and everything, lasers. So when will we, if we don't already have them, have vehicles to operate in every conceivable environment? Because we will have to have that. Somebody's going to eventually develop that technology, and then everybody else is going to be playing catch up. So, like, what say you guys?
Dead silence, huh?
Well, yeah.
You've laid a lot of stuff out there, and just keep in mind everything that, in general, as far as technology goes, whatever the public finally sees and realizes, old news to the military.
Oh, it's already
General,
30 years at least, you know?
So, who knows what they already have, like you say.
Yeah.
But there's so many, you know, like you say, going into outer space with a rocket or whatever kind of.
Well, not a rocket, but just a...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you know, for example, if you're in a dogfight, okay? And then what if your enemy goes into the water? What if your enemy goes into space? You got to follow them, and
Well,
not only...
then that's technology that's so far ahead of you, you're going to lose.
Well, I'm saying, like, eventually, I mean, this technology will have to be developed and then caught up.
Yeah.
So how long before we get there? You know, just ideas, because this is coming, you know?
It is.
And on top of the crafts, the weapon systems and the weapon themselves all have to have things that automatically switch when you go into different environments. So,
And keep in mind, it's been reported, which I'm not saying it makes it real or not real, that UFOs have been spotted in the air going into the ocean.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that mean they go from the terminology is different, by the way, just to keep you up.
Yeah,
They're no longer called UFOs; they're called UAPs, which are unidentified aerial phenomena.
Oh, okay.
And then now, if they go underwater, they're USOs, unidentified submerged objects.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Like, do you have anything more?
Well, there's all kinds of things, like you say, going into outer space, and underwater. Just thinking, okay, you go into outer space, how do you get it back without burning up? You know, there's all kinds of stuff that has to be dealt with each individual layer that you enter.
And that's a good point. I didn't even think about that reentry.
Yeah.
You know, like, and ease of reentry, because right now for us reentry is an arduous process. I'm talking about having the technology just go, and now you're back in. You know.
Yeah.
Like the fight's still on.
Yep.
You know, like, and
It was just like World War II. When jets came along. What an advantage.
yeah. Oh man.
Unfortunately, Hitler took a wrong turn.
Yeah. Fortunately.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I should say.
Yeah. So.
But that's the evolution of technology. And boy,
Yeah.
who knows what you're talking about, how far that is away. Nobody knows.
But yeah, I mean, like, well, as you said, like, Hitler did really stupid, among many other really stupid, decisions he's done, like Barbarossa. We spoke about that earlier today in the history show. But like they were starting development in like the early to mid 30s with jets.
Yeah.
And he straight up said, "No, screw it, yada yada." And it wasn't until like the last vestiges of the war before he's like, "Okay, Hail Mary," but it was too late. Like, yes, they were like they could fly faster, they could intercept, but just it was too late.
And with Hitler, he also focused on long-term bombers and things rather than fighter jets.
Yeah.
He took that emphasis. So
Long-range bombers.
Long range, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Like
kind of getting off topic.
He
we're
was
talking
all about
advanced technology. But could you imagine having that technology? You can evade the enemy anytime you want.
Yeah.
You know, I think.
Like the flying wings. You know?
And that disappeared. What
Yeah.
happened? Why did they?
Well, it came
scuttle
back.
that?
We have the stealth fighters, stealth bombers. Those
Now,
are kind
but
of,
I mean, when
yeah.
that was developed back in the 50s,
Yeah.
it disappeared for some reason. Why?
That is a little eyebrow raising there, and that kind of starts going into the Roswell territory.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I think, there's not much to say about technology that you have no idea.
Yeah.
I think the interesting point is the amazing advantages you get from different technologies like that. If you can go into the sea, go into outer space, whatever it is, no one's going to touch you.
Well, I mean, like, there's this one because this really like part of this stoner thing. Red alert. Is it 2 intro? Japan? I don't know. Hold on a second. No, that's not it. Here we go. This is the one. There's this one section of this Red Alert 2 that really it exemplifies my point here. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. So let me just play this one section. So you have an invasion fleet coming. Okay, so we have surface craft, we have landing craft, we have tanks. Standard stuff. Just higher in technology, but basically more or less the same thing as what we did in D-Day.
Yeah.
Because we had, pardon me, we had surface craft, we have landing craft, we had tanks and everything. But watch this. Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Like, and even more so, boom, immediate amphibious to land capabilities, and then we have next. But still, like. Can you imagine, just being, part of a fleet? You're just out there, there's nothing there. And on top of, because we already have stealth technology, we have all sorts of things, that are borderline conspiracy, but almost being proven true, right now as I speak. But, imagine, you're just out there, as one ship or, a small flotilla or whatever, just doing what the military does, what the Navy does. Everybody's Navy, they all have ships going around, just out there doing practices, doing maneuvers, playing war games, doing whatever it is that they do. And you don't even see it coming. You're just sitting there, all of a sudden, boom! Squadron of fighters fly out of the ocean and proceed to bomb the ever-living hell out of you.
You have no
What
shot.
do you do?
Advanced technology, you will have no shot.
And that's coming.
Now, they say, and I guess they can document it, one modern-day aircraft carrier
Yeah.
would conquer the entire Japanese fleet.
Until it ran out of fuel.
Well, assuming it can be resupplied and everything else like that.
Well, if you resupply it, then the argument is completely moot. It's unfair. If you have it stand alone, then it's limited to how much fuel it has for the jets, because the nuclear power can last for 10 years. But how much fuel, munitions, and resources stuff?
One modern-day aircraft, could literally, in time, conquer Japan.
Yes.
Take care of its entire Navy, entire Air Force, and conquer it. One. That's technology. That's my point.
Well, I mean, like one squadron of Navy SEALs can take on the entire British invasion force of the Revolutionary War.
My point being,
So-
technology wins.
Yes,
Plain
it
and
does.
simple.
To a certain extent, as long as you have supplies. You know? Because as soon as you run out of bullets, it doesn't matter how futuristic your gun is, it's useless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so... But, like, I understand the analogy. I'm not trying to poke holes in it. Like, I get what you're saying. As long as it's supplied,
And actually,
then
don't they
it's
run on
valid.
nuclear power now?
That's what I was saying. The aircraft carriers themselves do, but that doesn't mean that the craft themselves do as
Right.
well. They're still, using fossil fuels, and as long as you have that, then it's fine. But if the fuel runs out for the jets, then the aircraft carrier is just a sitting duck. Now you have to rely on defenses, and how many bullets do you have? Like, so if the aircraft carrier goes in with enough supplies, yes. But if it stands alone without a supply chain, I'm not sure if it can. Just out of numbers. So I don't know. But what say you, KR? Like, you haven't said anything about this topic.
I don't know. 50 years.
50 years?
50 years.
All right. But not just predicting about like when it's going to happen. Just like do you have any thing to say about this? Like this is like and just like a freaking jet flying from the air into the sea into space. Conducting warfare. Like missiles, lasers, bullets, like whatever it is that we have, like kinetic weapons, like.
Well, put it this way: if it's not ours, we're dead. Plain and simple.
Well, of course, yeah. Like, I'm just wondering, like how life will be when this becomes a thing, when and then eventually when it becomes commonplace, and then eventually, like like after the military implications, of course. Then when will it be before we have civilian craft? Like, oh, let's go fly over the Andes Mountains, and then we're gonna go check out the Titanic.
Yeah.
In one trip, it's the same craft.
You got to remember, you're thinking of this advanced technology in today's terms. As this gets fully implemented, and this is just commonplace technology.
Yeah.
Everything else in the world's up to its technology.
Oh yeah, everything is
So it's hard to envision what that one thing would be. It seems awesome and unbelievable to us.
Yeah.
But what's the rest of the world doing? You
Yeah.
can't look at it in 2024 view. Because everything's changed.
Would that mean that future sight is 10/10? Because hindsight is 20/20?
Future be 40/40.
Oh.
Still got to get there.
Wait.
We've been at 10.
Are,
we're at
are,
20.
are you sure
we got to
40?
get to 40.
Are you sure 40? Because now that's making me think of Warhammer 40k. In the grim dark of the far future, there is only war. So, well, anyway, let's move on up to the next topic I had here. Now, I had a couple articles I gathered for the news show, but these are things that weren't really news, but were interesting things to talk about. So I have here, the world's widest avenue has 16 lanes. So, Avenida 9 de Julio in Buenos Aires, Argentina, holds the Guinness record for the widest avenue in the world at approximately 140 meters. It features a total of 16 lanes, so crossing from one side to the other is quite an undertaking. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but they do have a video in here somewhere. Here we go.
I want to see that.
Yeah. So let me bigger
10
this
miles
thing.
out, you got to start changing lanes to get off.
Yeah. So. So there's no commentary, but this is the avenue. Like, can you imagine crossing from this side to this side? Like, holy.
It's hard to see what they're getting at because
This is all one avenue. This whole thing. Like, the road is so wide, they have an island for the same flow of traffic. Like on this
but
side.
there's we're looking at 16 lanes.
Yeah, 16 lanes from right to left or left to right, like the
Yeah,
whole
whatever
thing.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean it's so wide. They have a median in the same lane. Like they have an entire thing. Like this is going this way. This is going the same direction. This is madness. Like look at that intersection. Actually, technically, you're not crossing all 16 lanes in one hit.
No, and then there's the whole pedestrian thing there too.
Yeah. But they have
It's not a highway like here.
It's not a highway. It's an avenue. No, there's a difference. This is a surface street.
Yeah.
That's still that's a really wide street. Oh.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything to say about that? Like I'm trying to drum up a conversation here.
It's wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wide.
Now here's something that raised my eyebrow. Japan's shortest mountain is only 6.1 meters high, but isn't there like an official, oh, this height means it's a mountain, or this height means it's a hill?
Yeah. Well,
So how can you?
6.1 meters.
Wait, how is that a mountain?
Where is it? Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm not buying that. Someone named it a mountain or something called it
Yeah.
a mountain. That doesn't make it a mountain.
it says Benton Mountain in Tokushima Prefecture is considered Japan's shortest natural mountain with a height of just 6.1 meters and a diameter of under 60 meters. Located in the middle of fertile paddy fields along Tokushima's prefectural road 10, Benton Mountain is the shortest mountain in Japan and one of the shortest in the world. It takes the average person just 1 minute to reach the summit, and yet over 10,000 people make the journey here every year for this specific purpose. For some, it's just the novelty of scaling a 6.1 meter tall mountain. Others come to admire the wax tree. Did Madame Tussauds invade this? What's going on with the wax tree?
Give me a reason why it's a mountain.
I mean, that's it. It has the Japanese whatever this is called. Like
That's it right there.
That's it. It's just a mountain with.
Someone did. We live on a mountaintop. Is that it? No, we live on a hill.
Yeah. Like.
Okay, according to the Ordnance Survey, a mountain is typically considered to be 2,000 feet tall. The International Exotic Expedition Association defines a mountain at 1,000. UN environmental program suggests that an area greater than 4,500 meters. So yeah, Van Brown.
So 6.1 meters is like it's over 20 feet by such a minuscule amount. It's in the
20
tens. It's 20 feet.
Yeah.
Like. So.
I'm sorry, that's not a mountain.
Like, I don't know why they call it a mountain, but like they have a video here. Let me play it really quick. So that's it right there. The tree on it is taller than the dang mountain.
I know.
Yeah, come check out our hill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mountain climbing today.
Ha! Oh yeah, hey, let's climb this mountain together.
Yeah.
So.
And they have stairs just so you can climb them
And
out.
handrails. Wait a minute, it's not wheelchair accessible.
Uh-oh.
No, what's the
Oh,
problem?
here we go. What? Oh, cool! They have one of those little worship boxes and a shrine.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
There's not even like a switchback. That's it.
Take your skateboard, go down the rails. You took your skateboard down a mountain.
I grind my skateboard down the whole mountain.
There you go.
I mean, it's cool and all, but like it's not a mountain. You know. Now Fuji, that's a mountain.
Yeah, there's a mountain for you.
Yeah, I don't know what these are called, but like this shrine. Obviously, shrines are very prevalent in Japan and a lot of places. But like these boxes specifically here, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's a Japanese main thing. Like I've seen these before, and I don't really. I think that's like to leave things or something like in honor or in respect of whatever deity or.
It looks like it could be brochures or something, but it's probably not.
It's some kind of. I think it's something to do with the shrine as well. I've seen these two objects in conjunction very often.
Okay.
So now I'm no expert in Japanese culture, but I mean, so
not a mountain, sorry.
It's not a mountain, but hold on a second. What are those shallow boxes next to Japanese shrines? Shrines. There we go.
If you get an answer, I'm going to be surprised.
Etiquette tips for visiting a shrine. So it's a tip lever. Like, that's what I said. Like, it's there to leave things for respect and whatnot. Hold on a second. Images. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like little, like here's an example of one. They come in many shapes and sizes, but like you leave. It looks like Zenieri Baten. Oh, Kumakura's most unique shrine. Okay. I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I need someone who's more knowledgeable of Japanese culture. But yeah, no, there's etiquette at shrines and temples, a step-by-step guide. Okay, that's the statue. That's this.
When you go to a country, people should be way more in tune to different etiquettes wherever you're visiting.
I mean, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. There's no reason why you can't do a quick 5-minute Google search and figure out basic customs as a tourist to a nation.
Anywhere. It's called respect.
Yeah, well, it's called basic. It's not just respect, it's basic decency. Because if people come over here to visit, okay, well, learn enough English to get by, learn our etiquette, learn our techniques. If I go to Japan, if I go to France, if I go anywhere outside of where I'm at, I need to learn how things are done over there. Yeah. Not so that way I don't stick out like a sore thumb, but just because I'm in their land,
that's right.
I need to, like as the saying goes, as the Romans do,
Do as the Romans do.
Yeah. I'm not finding...
Okay.
But you get the point. That's I believe that's what that structure is for.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you a good pull on that one.
Yeah. Anyway, here's an article that might give the loon here ideas about what to do with me. The world's smallest prison consists of only 2 tiny cells. So there's still room for one more. Well, maybe we should go find Jess. The island of Sark...
prison over a jail.
I'm sorry?
What defines a prison over a jail?
I think the severity of the law and how you are locked up. Because jail, you just go there to serve time. Prison is for harsher things. You know what? Let's look this up. Difference between prison and jail.
I would think it'd be the amount of cells first.
Not necessarily. Let's see here. What's the difference? Prison versus jail. We define prison as a place of confinement, especially for lawbreakers, and jail is a place of confinement for persons held in lawful custody.
Okay, there
so it's mainly for holding, jails.
Yeah.
Whereas prisons are more permanent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you've been convicted and sentenced, you'll go to prison.
Like
They'll hold you in jail till they.
Well, like if you get arrested for like a traffic violation, or you break some kind of misdemeanor or something, then you go to jail. If you kill somebody, or do something really egregious, then you're going away for a long time. So you're put into a more permanent established facility with more things built into the actual structure of the building. There's min max, medium max, high max, super max prisons. Like what's it called? Alcatraz is considered the world's first supermax prison.
Yeah.
Because it's because of its it's out in the water. It's the geography around it makes it damn near impossible to escape.
Yeah.
So there you go. To answer your question, good sir. Anyway, where'd this thing go? Here we go. Pardon me. The island of Sark, the smallest of the Channel Islands located between France and England, is home to the world's smallest prison, still in use today. Whoa.
No,
still in use. A tiny building with only 2 cells. There are no cars, no roads, and no streets on Sark Island, but there is a small prison dating back to the year 1856. Now, saying prison... Okay, so it is a prison.
Yeah.
So it's not just a jail, it's a prison. Featuring just 2 tiny cells, one measuring 6 feet by 6 feet, and the other measuring 6 feet by 8 feet. Oh, so they have a handicap stall. That's pretty nice. Separated by a narrow corridor, it holds the Guinness World Record for the world's smallest prison. It's only fitting that an island measuring just under 5 kilometers long and 1.6 kilometers wide, with a population of under 600 people, be home to the world's smallest prison. The 2 cells only have a small wood-slatted beds with thin mattresses for inmates to sleep on, and inmates can only be held there for a maximum of 2 days, after which they have to be transferred to the larger prison facilities on the neighboring Guernsey Island. So it's
more of a jail.
It's a jail in action, but it's a prison in
name.
paper, yeah.
Yeah.
So, according to the Sark State website, the Guernsey courts ordered a new prison to be built in 1832. Because the original one was deemed unfit due to budget constraints, it took over 2 decades simply to begin construction, of course government, on the new holding facility. It was completed in 1856 and has been in operation ever since. Law enforcement on the island doesn't get crime reports very often, but the prison is technically still operational, and the cells do get occupied by the occasional rowdy tourist or inebriated local. So there you go. Don't be a jackass when visiting other places.
Don't get rowdy.
Yeah, don't get rowdy. Well, I mean, actually, this is more of like a social media influencer's bucket list. I'm gonna get arrested and spend a night in the world's smallest prison.
Yeah.
I mean that will get you some social media clout for sure. Like,
as long as you get out.
Well, I wonder what the chances are of getting shanked in the showers here are.
Pretty small.
Yeah, there's still a chance.
Yeah.
As long as there's a hose and a toothbrush, there's still a chance. So, anyway, and let's see here. We have Ghostbusters superfan collects 2012 pieces of memorabilia. Like different.
You're kidding, yeah. Different Ghostbusters stuff.
Like, posters, toys, knickknacks.
This is from the original movie, I assume.
I think from the whole thing. I mean, this looks like even like the clapboard is a piece of memorabilia. A British man with a record-breaking collection of 2012 items related to his favorite film franchise said being in his home is like living in a Ghostbusters museum. He took the Guinness World Record from Ohio man Robert O'Connor, which tallied at 1,221 items back in 2020. McQuaid, whose rarest items include Ghostbusters 2 Christmas cracker box and a Ghostbusters stunt kite, recently appeared as an extra in the latest Ghostbusters film. Hey,
how about
that's
that?
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
He hopes to keep growing his collection, and that's about it for the article. So, that's pretty cool.
I'll bet you he's not married.
Now, that's just rude, stereotypical, and in every sense, highly likely. I'm not going to disagree with you. So, yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about him having a...
Probably just understood.
Yeah. I mean, gotta spend your money on something. Oh. Anyway, and the only article I can think of, like, unless anybody else has anything they just want to randomly talk about, I have something else actually that Blonde and I or KR and I were talking about last night. But if anybody has any ideas before we do this.
Well, news of the day, so to speak, and we were talking about this morning. Wonderful California, if they pass it through the House and State.
Oh no.
Yeah. New cars will have it in it, and your car will, they'll put a chip in your car and record wherever you go. And then you're going to pay a tax on the mileage.
Yeah. So
that's bad enough. But the worry is the state of California is going to now know wherever I go. No, screw you.
Well, they already have a way to track you unless you leave your magic rectangle at home.
Yeah, man.
But no,
but that's my transportation. This is I take by choice. That's my communications. Big difference.
You can just go ride a bus.
And
if you can.
We
can't over here. And in our city, we don't have a bus.
No, nothing comes
they took it away a long time ago. The closest bus is a mile away. No, not an hour away.
To the edge of the city limits.
Yeah. But still, I don't, yes, you're right with the tracking, but I don't think that's the main purpose. I think it's just a nickel and dime.
Yes, that's the original purpose. Where's it going to go from there, though?
And here's the thing that you failed to mention. We already pay taxes on gas. So you're
Yes.
paying taxes, and now you're paying
But-
taxes to use the damn stuff.
But the problem is, and the way they're pitching this is, well, we've done so well on people buying electric cars in California. Now they're not paying taxes on the gas. So there you go. So that's their pitch.
Elon Musk is one of the worst things this world has
Musk
ever.
doesn't have to do anything with it.
He's part of the electric car problem.
But it's the reaction of the state that's
Well, if it wasn't
doing
for Elon Musk and all of his pushing of all this stuff, which, look at the Aptera. The Aptera runs circles around the Tesla. You know, even after he's saying what he's doing, he's still holding back technology 2 decades old, to my knowledge. To my knowledge. You know? Well, I mean, you know, don't believe me, audience? Go look it up. Look up the Aptera. It gets, like, the equivalent of, like, 300 some odd miles to the gallon. So, like, it got, like, some... Actually, hold on. Yeah, I can look this up
probably
right
to
here.
the charge. 300, 400 miles to the charge.
Aptera range per charge. I'm going to do this live. How Aptera gets 40 miles of solar charge per day. Well, remember, the Aptera has a solar roof.
Yeah.
So, right there, they're already trying to bend words and everything. Okay. Let's see here. Solar charge. 1,000 miles per charge.
Okay.
What is this? This is from Forbes. Is this still the Aptera? This is the
Still
Aptera.
exist? Is
Yeah,
it-
yeah, it came back.
Okay.
They're doing a revitalization. But, okay, so it's saying here 1,000 miles per charge. What's under the hood of the longest range electric cars? And let me find a better, like, okay, that is not an Aptera. But hold on a second. Like, let me, so that way you can see it better. Aptera, here we go. This is what I want to show you. So open image in new tab. So the hood has a solar panel. The roof has a solar panel.
Yeah.
The trunk. So the entire top, except for the window, it's all solar panel. So it's charging while it's outside, whether you're
Yeah.
driving or not, plugged in or not. Even when you're driving, you're charging while you're driving.
Yeah.
Okay, so that on top of, now the reason why it looks this way is because this was literally designed by aerospace and rocket engineers. So everything here is designed to cut through the air.
Well,
and
aerodynamics, yeah.
Yeah, but not just aerodynamics, but, you know, space age. Like, that's why the wheels are disconnected to provide a different airflow.
And covered. That's why they're covered.
That's why they're covered as well, at least on the top and everything. And you can't tell, but there's one wheel in the back. So it's 2 in the front, 1 in the back. So it's a tricycle. Technically, it could be considered a motorcycle,
True.
you know, by technical sense. But right out of the chute, you know, let's just go off of what Forbes themselves is saying, 1,000 miles per charge.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Tesla range per charge. Let's see here. 421 miles on a single charge. Not even half. Not even half. 20 years after Aptera.
Did you say 420?
400. Well, 21. Yeah, but
I would say
we joke, but
I
but
didn't
no.
even know it was that far. That's pretty good. 400.
But Aptera came out in like 2000, 2001 at 1,000 miles of charge. Tesla came out in what, 2012, 2014
But
with less than half. He's holding us back. Elon Musk.
Wait a minute. You look at the Aptera, the aerodynamics, and all that good stuff, and then you look at that Tesla has built a standard car that the public will buy. So therefore, it takes a lot more energy from the batteries to move down the road. It doesn't have all that aerodynamics that the Aptera does. I mean, they're way different. They're not comparable.
That's by choice. If he,
I understand that. But who's buying an Aptera?
I will if I had the money.
Okay, you will, but you didn't buy one. How many Teslas are they selling? Hundreds of thousands.
There's a lot of gullible sheep out there.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's a
does.
sellable car. The Aptera isn't, to the general public, isn't a sellable
Because
car.
they don't know about it.
Well, no, it's not a sellable car for a family or anything else. It probably seats 1, maybe 2.
It seats 2. But still, you don't see any of these.
No.
You know? Like, granted, you do have very valid points, but at the same time, you'd think over 20 years that there would be a lot shorter of a gap between the mileage. So he's holding
Well,
us
what
back.
you'd have to do is you have to look at the consumption of energy from one to the other, and they may be equal in efficiency.
That is true.
I'm not saying they are, but they may be.
Yes, you're right. I do need to take more of a deeper dive into that, but at the same time, once again, you'd think that there would be less of a gap.
Yeah, on the surface, you'd like to see Tesla get to 1,000 miles to charge.
Yeah. What say you, KR?
Yeah, I think it is holding us back.
I mean,
This whole electrical thing needs to be redone. I mean,
yeah.
it's just totally backwards. How we go through the process of producing it and then recycling it, and it adds up.
Well, they say it takes for the standard electric car to break even on energy consumption. It takes about 60 to 100, depending on the car, 60 to 100,000 miles before you break even, because of the battery manufacturing and shipping around the world from China to here, and all the mining that goes on for the batteries and everything like that uses a lot of natural resources. So it takes about 60, let's say 60,000 miles to break even. Then you start saving energy.
Yeah, Aptera is releasing a 2-passenger solar-paneled electronic vehicle, and Tesla is going to release a much cheaper compact car that will be at the same level as the 250 and 400-mile range Aptera vehicles, or so this article says. If Tesla is able to launch a $25,000 vehicle, who's going to be interested in an Aptera? But once again, remember, how did Elon Musk get all this money? Government subsidies. So the government has a financial gain in this. So,
every business he has started since he sold PayPal, he's said, "Hey, free money from the government."
Actually, SpaceX was already around. He just bought it.
I believe he started, or he bought it with the idea of getting subsidies, but he got subsidies to develop it. Same with the Boring Company.
Let's see here. History of SpaceX. Let's see here. Musk's personal ventures and founding. Yeah, after being ousted as the CEO of PayPal in late 2000, Elon Musk started to gain an interest in space exploration ventures. Let's see here. He looked up NASA Human. I saw somewhere a while ago, like, this is going to require a lot of reading, which I'm not going to do live on air. But somewhere, I heard, because, obviously he didn't start Twitter. We know that he bought that.
He bought that.
He also didn't. He didn't start.
He didn't start Tesla either.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He also didn't start. He didn't start PayPal. He actually came in later on, and he took it over.
I have no idea of the history of PayPal.
Yeah, but no, Elon Musk has been caught time and time again being a big fat liar. He's gone off saying, and if you don't believe me, don't take my word as gospel. If you don't believe me, go look this up yourself.
And you don't even know if that's accurate, if he got ousted or if he left.
Well, there was a thing that he did something stupid, I
have no idea.
Well, remember when he got in trouble for allocating funds for something?
He did something because it's a publicly traded
company.
But
he's done that a couple times before, and he did something kind of like that, and that's what screwed him up with PayPal. But he did not invent PayPal. He just got in there, and he was a crap coder apparently from people who worked there and everything. And he said that he grew up in poverty, which was a complete lie, because his family were rich in South Africa. They owned an emerald mine or something. Elon Musk is just a liar, just a liar.
Tell us how you really feel. He's come up with a lot of innovations.
You really want me to say what I really feel?
No. Let's stay on the air, shall we?
Yeah. Oh. But believe me, I'm saying the nice stuff. So, let's not forget, all these, these people, flocking to Elon, thinking that he's some kind of savior to humanity. He's using Chinese slave labor to build all of his cars. He's causing more irreparable damage with all the pit mines for the lithium to make all these batteries. He's doing more damage himself as one company than entire nations can do in their tenure. And people are just eating it up. No. So, once again, if I'm wrong, say something in the comments. Do some research yourself. Don't take my word as gospel. Only use me as a springboard for your own education. Look things up yourself.
That's the smartest thing you said all day.
Absolutely
right. For anybody.
I thought the smartest thing I said all day came out of my other hole earlier this morning. Remember when we were having coffee? And I just let it rip? Yeah.
That's your potential.
Well, anyway, unless anybody has anything else to say, I think it's a good time to wrap up.
Sounds good. I enjoyed it.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining once again. This has been TOC Show, the Omni Coalition show. We have other shows. Like we have a history show we do almost every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time. We have a news show, notable events, weather, and sports, Fridays. We have, this talk show is now bumped up to Mondays instead of Sundays. And ThEoD, The Edge of Disclosure, our UFOlogy, paranormal, conspiracy, science, technology type show, bumping that up from Saturday to Sunday.
Any date of a re-kickoff on that?
I'm aiming for maybe this weekend or maybe, I don't know.
Really? That soon?
We'll
Nice.
see,
Yeah.
because my UFOlogy guy, Noah, actually sometime next month he's going to go to Universal Studios with his sister. He's always telling me, oh, I might be busy, I might be trying, it's like pulling teeth trying to figure out timetables with this guy, but we'll figure it out eventually. So anyway, thank you once again for watching, all of you and all of us. I've been Xander,
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
and you are you, and until you catch us whenever, wherever, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!